All right, let's get into it. It's that time of year again. We all start thinking about what's next. But instead of just making another list of goals, we're going to look at a totally new map, a new way to think about the year we've had, and more importantly, to set a real, meaningful direction for the one ahead.
So, let me ask you, and be honest, does the whole New Year's resolution thing ever feel a little, I don't know, hollow? Like, you make this big list, you're super excited for maybe a week, and then life just kind of takes over. It's a really common feeling, right? This sense that we're missing something deeper in all our planning. I mean, think about it. The classic picture of success we're all given is a ladder. We're supposed to just keep climbing rung after rung, always reaching for that next level. It's all about moving up, up, up. But what if we've got the map completely upside down? What if real, lasting impact isn't about climbing higher at all, but about focusing inward, deepening our purpose until it comes out as one single, powerful point? That's the big idea we're going to unpack today.
So let's explore this new map for purpose. It's a whole framework, and it gives us this really powerful visual to help guide us through our own reflections.
And here it is, the inverted triangle. The first thing you notice, right, is its shape. It's not a normal pyramid building up. This one starts broad at the top and narrows down to a sharp point. And that is totally on purpose. It represents a journey of getting deeper, of taking all our broad self-awareness and refining it, focusing it into one concentrated point of impact on the world.
We're going to start at the widest part of that triangle, the personal domain. The big idea here is that any meaningful external impact has to, and I mean has to, begin with a strong, stable internal foundation. You can't build a skyscraper on shaky ground, you know? So, what's in this foundation? Well, it's about self-awareness, really knowing who you are and whether you're living a life that actually aligns up with your values. It's about taking care of your mind, your body, your whole inner life. The source material has this great phrase for it, locating yourself honestly. And look, this isn't about being selfish, it's the absolute essential work for survival and security that holds up everything else you want to do.
This brings us to a really cool concept, silent efforts. Think of an iceberg for a second. The vast majority of its power and its size is totally hidden under the water. Well, these silent efforts are exactly like that. They're the inner work, the tough conversations you have with yourself, the boundaries you finally decide to set. Nobody else sees them, but they are the hidden source of all your strength.
So just take a second and really think about that. What were your silent efforts this past year? What was the inner work you did that no one else saw, but that made all the difference for you? That right there, that's the real bedrock of your growth.
Okay, so moving down to the middle of our triangle, you can start to see how this all connects. Once you've got that strong personal foundation, you can start to extend that strength outward into your work and into your community. This is where your inner world really starts to connect with the outer world.
This middle section is all about growth and connection. Professionally, it's about finding the courage to contribute in a way that feels purposeful. And in your community, it's about creating real connection, a sense of belonging, and even helping to repair things when they're broken. This isn't just about networking. It taps into our deep human need for love and belonging. And one of the most powerful ways we do this is by building what the Source calls bridges of empathy. This isn't passive. It's an intentional choice to move closer to someone else's truth, to try and understand their experience instead of just staying in our own lane. It's how we build the trust that strong relationships and communities absolutely depend on.
Think back on your year. Who did you really make an effort to understand on a deeper level? Where did you build a bridge of empathy, especially when it might have been way easier to just build a wall? Those moments, that's where the magic of real connection happens.
And now we get to the very tip of our inverted triangle. This is it. This is the culmination of the whole journey. All that foundational work, all that outward growth, it all gets channeled and concentrated into one single powerful point of focus: your legacy and your impact.
This is the focus point. It's about looking beyond yourself to a bigger purpose, a higher vision. It's about taking all that energy you've been cultivating and aiming it at something that creates change, that makes an impact. This lines up perfectly with that idea of self-actualization. When you're not just surviving anymore, you're actually contributing your unique gifts to the world. And the outcome of all this focus? The framework calls them ripple effects. It's just like dropping a stone in a pond. Your focused actions create these waves of change that can spread out way farther than you can even see. Your legacy isn't some big monument. It's the sum of all the little and big ripples you create. This table just brings the whole journey into perfect focus. Look at the shift. We move from the wide, inward-facing and often hidden foundation to the narrow, outward-facing and very visible focus point. We go from asking ourselves, did I stay true to who I am, to asking, what will I contribute to the world? I mean, that is a profound shift in how we see ourselves. If you need a simple way to remember all this, here it is. Think of a tree. The personal domain, that's the deep, sprawling, hidden root system. You never see it, but it provides all the stability, all the nourishment. And the legacy domain, well, that's the visible fruit that the tree produces, the tangible, nourishing result of all that hidden strength.
Okay, so we've explored the map. That's the theory. Now, how do we actually use this thing as a compass for the year ahead? Let's get really practical and turn these big ideas into a clear, focused intention.
We're going to create something called a power statement, and the process is actually pretty straightforward. First, you just reflect on this whole journey we took from the personal foundation to the legacy tip. Second, you get intentional about what you need to leave behind, what thoughts or habits aren't serving you. Third, you boil everything down into one core intention. And finally, you just complete a simple guiding phrase.
And here's the phrase. This year, I will lead with, and you fill in that blank. It could be courage. Maybe it's curiosity or compassion. See, this isn't a long list of goals. It's your North Star. It's the one word that's going to guide all your decisions for the entire year.
And the very last step is to make it real, to make it tangible. I mean, literally, grab a piece of paper and sketch out your own inverted triangle. What does your foundation look like? Where are you going to focus your energy? This simple act of drawing it out, it creates a kind of visual contract with yourself. It's your map of intention for the year.
So I'll leave you with this one last question to chew on. As you look toward the year ahead, knowing your foundation and knowing your focus, what is the one ripple effect you want to create? What single, focused action will send those waves of positive change out into the world?